evening, everybody. Welcome. It is 5:30 on Sunday evening. I'm Sam. Welcome to Grace Yoga Studios. Welcome to our Yin practice. This is a 45-minute class focusing on Yin postures and the practice of Yin Yoga, which is a process of slowing down and learning patience. Hi Carrie, I'm glad that you are able to make it tonight. And keep in mind also that these videos are saved on our Grace Yoga Studio Facebook page, as well as I believe Jen uploads them to YouTube too. So you can always come back if you're finding yourself needing a little bit of Zen during your day. You can always come back, bring up these videos and practice along with me anytime you want. But I am glad that you're here with me live tonight. Hopefully this camera angle is okay. I know I've been messing around with the way that my room is set up, so hopefully you'll be able to see all of me today. Anyway, welcome. Happy Sunday. It's really beautiful outside. I hope you've been able to spend a little bit of time outside and enjoy the weather. We're going to get started with our practice. Let's start off lying down on our back. We'll begin in reclined butterfly. So I'm going to make my way to my mat here. I have a block as well as a folded up blanket. So just find whatever kind of props that you need. You can always use sofa pillows or anything like that, anything that's handy. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together, finding our butterfly, and then we're going to gently lower down. So engage the abdominals, draw the belly in, and begin to just lower down, finding your way down onto your mat. Just go ahead and shut down your eyes. We're going to take a few moments here and just find our breath. So shut down your eyes. Allow your body to relax. Again, in this reclined butterfly position, if this is not comfortable, on your hip flexors or your adductor muscles, feel free to take a block or a blanket and just gently place them underneath your leg, the outside of the thigh. So give a little support there so that your muscles can relax into it and don't feel like they have to work to hold your knees up. You can have your hands on your thighs. If you're very flexible, sometimes just allowing the hips to relax like this isn't enough. You may want to lay your hands on your inner thighs to add a little pressure to open up the hips a little bit more. Allow the belly to relax, finding your breath. Arms by your side wherever it's comfortable for you. Simply notice the rise and the fall of the chest. We're going to take a few breaths here. Check in with the body, check in with your mind. Notice if the body is still working a little bit or if your mind is still racing. Just allow yourself to narrow your focus all the way down to the tip of the nose. So you see nothing else with the mind's eye, just the tip of the nose. And just allow yourself to just notice the tip of the nose and the breath. The sensation of the air flowing in and out through the nose. And then use your mind's eye to begin to follow the breath in through the nose, through the nasal passage, all the way down into the lungs. And then follow the air back out as you exhale. more deep inhale. Deep exhale. On your next inhale, begin to draw the knees in together. And then gently pull the knees in toward the chest. So you feel a little bit of a rolling of the spine, just a little bit. Don't lift the tailbone up off the mat. And just begin to roll side to side. Just massaging the back of the hips, the lower spine. We're going to wake up the spine just a little bit here. So as you inhale, go ahead, release your knees, bring them just right above the hips. Take the arms out to the side, and as you exhale, allow the knees to drop down to one side. Now you can always place a block or a blanket under the knees to support if this is too much of a twist on the spine. If you want to deepen the twist a little bit, make sure you work towards keeping the opposite shoulder pressed into the mat. And then you can lift your head and gaze over the opposite shoulder. Just take a full breath here. And on your next inhale, gently begin to lift the knees back up over the body. And exhale, allow the knees to drop to the other side. Again, you can have a block or blanket there for support. Your hip is lifted. Your opposite shoulder is pressing into the mat, and you're gazing over the fingertips. One more full breath here. On your next inhale, draw the knees up above the hips and pull them in towards the chest, maybe a little bit closer this time. And roll side to side. Very good. And find a center. And maybe begin to just gently, very gently rock and roll along the spine, up and down. And find your way to a seat, then send your feet back behind you, coming into a tabletop pose. So here we are, shoulders above wrists, hips above knees, wrists, knees, ankles all in line. We'll move through some cat-cows. So following the breath, exhale, draw the belly in, tuck the pelvis, and tuck the chin toward the chest. Inhale, gaze goes high. We're pressing away from the mat, meaning that we want our shoulders to be separated as far away from our ears as we can get them. Lift the tailbone, drop the belly, but keep the abdominals engaged. Exhale. Let's take 2 more cat-cows. Last one here. Inhale, come to your neutral spine. And as you exhale, let's walk those hands forward. Begin to lower the hips and bend at the elbows, coming down into our Sphinx pose. So our elbows go below the shoulders. Legs are straight out behind us, toes are uncurled, everything is relaxed. The only active part of this posture is going to be pressing the elbows into the mat and lifting the ears away from the shoulders. So this is a good time to do your first full body scan from head to toe. Noticing any areas where you may be holding tension. You may be still engaging those abdominals. Allow them to soften. The abdominals do not need to be engaged here. You're going to feel a stretch through the lower back. Now you can always relax your neck by dropping your chin toward your chest. Just don't hunch down into your shoulders. Keep your neck lifted up away from the shoulders, but you can drop your chin down toward your chest so your neck is not having to work to keep your head high. Again, in your full body scan, notice if your glutes, if your legs are still trying to work and hold you in place. Allow those muscles to soften. Two more breaths here in our Sphinx pose. On your next inhale, press your elbows into the mat as you begin to lift your hips to the sky. We're then going to walk back just a little bit. Bring the hips over the knees. Reach the arms down or out in front of you and allow your chest to fall toward the mat for puppy dog pose. Forehead is on the mat. Make any adjustments you need. You notice the stretch has shifted from the lower lumbar part of the spine a little bit farther up, maybe more into the thoracic part of the spine. Allow your shoulders to stretch. Now you can deepen your stretch by popping up onto your fingertips. This is going to deepen the stretch through the underarms, the lats, and the shoulders. The purpose of our Yin practice is several different purposes. One is to slow us down. The other is to teach us patience. Holding postures for 2 to 3 minutes takes a lot of patience, endurance. And then there's the physical part of our practice of Yin, where it serves the purpose of giving us a little bit of a breakthrough of the fascia structure that's created around our muscles. Yin is not always a relaxing practice. Some of these poses are a little bit difficult to hold for longer periods of time, which is where the patience comes in. One more breath here in puppy dog pose. next inhale, begin to draw the arms back. Press up onto the forearms, lifting up onto the palms, finding your tabletop. Curl the toes under, send the hips high. Come into a downward facing dog. Maybe it's your first downward facing dog of the day. Maybe not. But from here, we pedal out the feet. Press one heel then the other down toward the mat. Just to kind of walk it out, feeling that nice stretch through the calves, the Achilles, the heels, all the way up through the back of the leg, the hamstring, the back of the knee. You want to pull those abdominals in to lift the hips to the sky. Reach your chest toward your thighs. Allow your neck to relax. Now let's come up onto both sets of toes. Lift the hips as high as you can. Draw the belly in and then press the heels down. Take a deep inhale. Deep exhale. On your inhale, draw the right foot forward. Coming into our lizard lunge. So the right foot is directly under the right knee. Your back knee is dropped to the mat. You have several options here. We're starting off, this is dragon lunge, right? We're starting off nice and tall here. We want to open up those hip flexors. Both palms are on the mat. You have an option to stay here. You also have other options to come down into your lizard pose. Lizard, we've got our forearms on the mat, hanging out down here. Some people like to wrap. That's up to you, really. However comfortable you feel in this posture. And if you're somewhere in between, which is totally fine, you can grab a block or a towel or a pillow and place your forearms on that. Just relax into the posture. Allow your neck to relax. Maybe take that body scan head to toe. Let's take one more deep breath, full breath here. On your next inhale, place your palms on the mat if they're not already. And then gently begin to heel toe the right foot over to the left edge of the mat and allow your right knee to drop down onto the mat. So we're taking a half pigeon here. So the left leg is straight out behind you. Our hips are square. We're not leaning over to one side or the other, so the hips are square. If both hips, obviously, like mine, it's not flat on the mat, I'm going to offer a little bit of support here with a blanket so that my outer hip, glute, piriformis, all those muscles can relax and stretch a little bit deeper. So take a deep inhale as we square up, and then exhale, go ahead and just begin to lower down. You can lower down all the way to the mat. You can use a block. Lay your forehead on the block. You can stack your fists or your hands, whatever's comfortable for you. Take one more breath here. And on your next inhale, press up onto your palms. Coming into our cow face pose. I'm going to face you. Let's keep the right knee in the center of the mat and pull the left knee up behind. And allow the hips to sink down in between the feet. Try to square the hips onto the mat. If you need to offer some support, that's fine as well. Again, remember these poses aren't always relaxing, but they are definitely restorative. So let's take an inhale and reach the arms up overhead, and exhale. Release the right arm under the left and wrap it around. Finding our eagle arms, cow face pose. Sit up nice and tall, so make sure you're on those sits bones. Your spine is nice and tall, lifting up through the crown of the head. Good time again to do that body scan head to toe. Notice areas if you're holding tension. Feels really good to do this practice tonight. It's been a couple of weeks since Mother's Day was last weekend, so I miss you guys. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad we're able to practice together. Take one more full breath here. And go ahead and unwind the arms. As you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, release the right arm down to the mat, lifting the left arm up and over. A gentle side bend. Inhale, reach both arms high. And exhale, left arm down to the mat. Gentle side bend on the right. Inhale, reach both arms high. And exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Unwind the legs. Woo. Come down onto your sits bones. Flex your feet. Send your straight legs out in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Draw the belly in. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Seated forward fold. I'm definitely feeling some tightness here. Doing a lot of jazzercise this week, and more jazzercise than yoga probably, so definitely feeling the need for stretching. Just keep in mind that as you draw the belly in, it can help release the lower back, so you can get an even deeper stretch, hinging at the hips. And just allow gravity to kick in and pull you closer toward your legs. One more full breath here. As you inhale, begin to round the back, lifting up through the spine. Roll the shoulders up and back. And let's send our feet back behind us. Come into a tabletop again. Fingertips spread wide, palms on the mat. Curl the toes under. Come into a downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. We've been here before. Let's find our best expression here in our downward facing dog. Press the heels down, draw the belly in, chest toward the thighs, and begin to just wag your tail. Allowing your heels to fall from one side to the other. Getting a little deeper stretch through the side body. And then find some stillness here. Press both heels down. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Next inhale, left foot comes forward to the top of the mat. We'll find our dragon lunge first. So again, back knee drops, front knee is over the front foot. I think I forgot to do this last time. Place the hands on the knees, square up to the front of the room. Deep inhale as you gaze high. And exhale, come into your dragon lunge. So palms to the mat. Now again, we have our options. We can stay in our dragon lunge. We can come down to forearms. We can wrap. We can come in between and use a block. Just relax into it. And find that comfortable place. Well, maybe it's not a completely comfortable place, but find the place where you feel a challenge in your stretch, but not pain. You definitely want to challenge yourself and push your body to the point where you're making progress in your stretch and you're feeling a shift in your muscles, but you don't want to feel pain. So just make sure you notice the difference between those two. We'll do 2 more breaths here. And on your next inhale, press your palms into the mat if they're not already. And just heel toe that foot over to the right side, allowing the left knee to drop down. Coming into our sleeping half pigeon. Again, the right leg is going to be extended back behind. Find whatever support you need underneath the left hip. Take a deep breath in as you square the chest to the front of the room, keeping the hips square. As you exhale, lower down, finding a block or the mat, whatever you can relax into. Two more breaths here. And as you inhale, place your palms on the mat. Gently press the chest up. Pull the left knee to the center of the mat. And then pull the right knee up behind for our cow face pose. You want the knees to be stacked and the sits bones to be square onto the mat. Take an inhale, reach the arms up overhead, and exhale, left arm under the right, wrapping into our eagle posture. Find some stillness here. Find your breath, maybe a body scan head to toe. Work on pulling the shoulder blades down behind you, the elbows down. Just relax. Find your breath. One more full breath here. Begin to unwind the arms as you inhale. Reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, left hand drops to the side. Right arm reaches up and over, and your side bend. Inhale, reach both arms high. And exhale, right hand drops. Left arm reaches up and over. Very good. Inhale, reach both arms to the sky. And exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Yay, we're gonna find our way. Actually, we're finding our way to frog pose, excuse me. I was getting a little bit ahead of myself. So we've worked on that external rotation of the hips with our pigeon and our cow face pose. Now we're going into our external rotation of the hips with our frog pose. So I will just let you know that if frog is too much for you, another option that you have is to come to your malasana, which is a yogi squat. And an option you have here is to set a block down for you to put your hips on, or put your tailbone on actually. This is an option instead of frog. But for today we're going to do frog. I think I'll put malasana in for next week. Another option in frog is to do one leg at a time, but we're going to take both legs out, supporting yourself with your hands. Both legs go out. You're on your mat. I'm going to scoot up because my lamp is in the way. And then you want your feet to be just slightly wider than your knees, and your toes are turned out. So hopefully, I'm going to put that here. Hopefully you can notice that. If you can see my foot wiggling behind me. My feet are just slightly wider than my knees, and my toes are turned out like little frog legs. Now, you don't want to lunge forward. So you want your hips to be in line with your knees. And then just begin to lower down. So you can see I'm placing a blanket here. Lower down to the forearms. Or another expression is that you can come all the way down onto your chest. If your body allows for that, you can come all the way down onto your chest. Otherwise, you can just stay here on your forearms and stay in your frog pose. You can relax your neck. Bo just came in the door, so you may see him. He may make an appearance before our class is over today. And make sure that in this posture you are not pushing forward. Make sure that you are keeping those hips in line with the knees. Find your breath and relax. Take 2 more full breaths here. Beautiful work, very gently coming out of frog pose. If you're lying all the way down, you're going to come up onto your forearms or your hands, but don't press up too much. Draw your feet in toward each other, then press up and then pull your knees in together. Very good. Let's make our way down to our backs. So, rounding through the spine, around all the way down. Bring our knees in toward the chest. Take the knees out a little wider. I'm just going to take happy baby for a few breaths here and just roll side to side. I can't wait until we can all practice again together in person. But it's so nice to be able to connect with you guys this way. And so gently release your feet, straighten the legs, flexing the feet, push through the heels. Arms come down to the side, take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, just begin to lower those legs down nice and slow, keeping the abdominals in. There we go. Coming into your savasana, your resting pose. So allow maybe your heels to go outward toward the edges of the mat, the toes turn out. Press the shoulders down into the mat. Just return to your breath. Just find some sacred space here. Maybe an opportunity to do a body scan head to toe. Notice the changes in your body from the beginning of class until now. Or maybe you just focus your mind's eye on the tip of the nose again and don't worry about anything else. Just follow your breath in and out through the nose. Begin to wiggle our fingers and toes. Maybe give the ankles and the wrists a couple of circles. Just wake the body back up. Gently finding our way to a seated position. We can roll over onto the side and then press up using the strength of the arms. Find a comfortable seat. Please place your right hand on your chest and your left hand on top of it, holding onto your heart. Gently drop the chin toward the chest. It has been an honor to be your guide through this practice today. Thank you so much for spending this time here with me this Sunday evening, this Yin Yoga class. It's always a pleasure to be able to bring a practice to you and to connect with you in whatever way possible. I hope wherever your journey takes you, it's filled with love and peace and all the beautiful things of this world. And until I see you again on your mat, namaste. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. Hey everybody. I was going to show you, if you're still on, here I'm gonna undo my phone from the tripod. I was gonna show you who gets to practice with me here in this room. If you can see my two chinchillas, actually I say mine, but they're really Taylor's. This is Lucy right here. Now they are nocturnal. So typically they're asleep, but this is Vivian. She's awake. Hi Vivian. Hello. So hopefully you can see her, but they're in here practicing with me, and Bo is in here somewhere, I don't know where, but anyway, hey you guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you've had an awesome Sunday, and I hope to see you again sometime very soon. Have a great night. Miss you all in person, and I'll see you next week for sure for yoga right here, same channel. Bye guys.